Hey there, gang. Right now, Standard is in a very strange place, but remember that the battlefield is a scene of constant chaos. The winner will be the one who controls the chaos, both his own and his enemies. Let's play some head games. Friends, opponents, turn of the century French war enthusiasts, welcome to Head Games Arena. My name is Jetterex, and today we're trying to get into as much trouble in Standard as we can, and by that, of course, I mean we are playing Grixis Mayhem. So, Mayhem is a mechanic that's a little bit like Madness, except it's a little bit more fair. When you discard this card, you can play it for its Mayhem cost. If it's in your graveyard and you discard it at this turn, timing rules still apply. So, the game plan of this deck is to play with engines that allow us to discard cards, and then play with Mayhem cards that we can then kind of cheat into play. We're still paying for them, so hopefully we're either getting extra value or we are getting them in above curve. So our Mayhem cards include 4 copies of Desecrex. This is a 4/3 trample. When it enters, it reanimates a creature with mana value 3 or less. That creature is kind of temporary because if it deals combat damage to an opponent, it dies and you have to attack each turn, so always think of it as a temporary reanimation, but you can Mayhem it for 2 so you can get above curve. Ruzik is a 3 mana 5/4, which is already a good rate, that you can also Mayhem for 3. At the beginning of your upkeep, you discard a card and create a treasure token, so this is both engine and payoff. 4 copies of Kidney is a 2 mana 2/1 with Menace. When it enters, you discard a card. If you do, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and it Mayhems for 1, either black or red hybrid. So there's definitely situations where you discard your first card and it's Kidney. You pay it for 1, it discards an additional card, maybe a Desecrex, now you're playing that for 2, and you're getting a creature back from your graveyard, so you can go from 0 creatures to 3 pretty quickly. Quint's Insight is a 2 mana enchantment, which is probably the best discard engine in the deck. On your first main phase, you discard a card. If you do, you draw a card. It also does additional damage if you play a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, which basically translates to if you're playing something for its Mayhem ability, you're also doing a damage to your opponent. Multiple copies of this really start to whittle down your opponent over time. And then finally, Josh Gobin, or Fleam, Gobin's creation, the new mascot of Standard. The front half of this card is a 2 mana 1/1 that can't be blocked, and it connives, which means it loots, draw a card, discard a card, and if you discard a non-land card, it also gets a counter, so it gets bigger. This by itself can close out games if your opponent just can't manage to deal with it. The backside is Fleam, which gives all of your spells Mayhem and makes them cheaper. You're not going to see it as much as you would like to. We really have this card in here for the front half of the card. Every now and again we get a Fleam flip, and it goes really bananas from there. As far as older cards in the deck, we're definitely dealing with a decent amount of removal. 3 copies of Torch the Tower, 4 copies of Bitter Triumph, which also allows us to discard cards, 3 copies of Strategic Betrayal, because I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of Reanimator decks running around Standard. You'd know if you watched last week's video, this card's really necessary for the current meta. We also got 2 copies of Inti, which allows us to discard cards, and Impulse Draw. Those Impulse Draws, if we play those cards, trigger Quint's Insights. 2 copies of Emmet Sulk, which loots on enter or attack, which is a great target to hit with Desecrex. And then finally, Our Lord and Savior, Monument to Endurance. If you're playing a discard deck, this card's got to be in it. It's so good. It's going to win most of the games that you see us win today. So before we head over into those games, I'd like to invite everyone to please like, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Let us know what you'd like to see us play in Standard, or what you think about today's deck. Thanks as always for watching. Let's play some head games. Game 1, Grixis Mayhem. Let's see if we can get into some trouble over here. We are on the play. We've got a Torch the Tower and a Strategic Betrayal to get us started. A couple of powerful 3-drops. Let's see if we can make this work. We will start with a River Pyre Verge so that we have access to the Torch in case our opponent wants to be aggressive. Look at that. Look at those sleeves. Well, that's creepy as heck. Okay, River Pyre Verge, holding up Torch. Duress. Okay. My guess is they take the Betrayal. Maybe they take the Torch. Yeah. This was a big hit for us, not gonna lie. Quint's Insight. Or Shadow of the Goblin for you Spider-Man fans. Really, Quint's Insight on 2 is one of the best turn 2 plays that this deck can muster. So we can pitch Ruzik here. we will play a land and we will play Ruzik, so we didn't lose a card. Like, we essentially, we won't say that we drew an extra card, but we discarded a card and drew an additional, and drew it right back. And then we got to play the card that we discarded, so we do kind of end up netting a card there. Okay, it's going to let us discard, and we have to. It's not an option. I'm tempted to pitch the land, because I think it's the least useful card we have right now. Okay. Quint's Insight. I really don't want to get rid of removal here, so I'm going to pitch the land again. Okay. They have nothing for us. We're going to go ahead and play Emet-Selch Unsundered. We're going to pitch the other Emet-Selch Unsundered, and then we're going to pass. Okay. 4 lands for our opponent. I don't think there's a 4-mana black board wipe. We're getting off real easy here. Okay, we are going to pitch the Torch now. And we're going to pitch a Bitter Triumph to draw another card. So... fairly certain that playing Inti here, attacking, discarding a card, putting a counter on Emet-Selch. Yep, we'll get Kidney down. Oh, that's beautiful. So if they are playing board wipes, we're going to be very sad in a moment. Otherwise, we win. Okay, okay. They have a board wipe. I can just feel it. I can feel it. Yep. Oh boy, that feels good. Kivney. We will play Kivney. Do you a damage. We are not going to discard a card. We are holding all of our cards literally. Literally. Deadly Cover Up again. You got it. I think we're okay. I think we're still going to get there. Because they've done nothing to threaten us. What did they take? Ruzik? Okay. So we're not drawing any Ruziks. Okay, let's discard the land that we no longer need. Monument to Endurance. We went on our first main phase when Quint's Insight triggers. Did we get there against this very slow black control deck? They're ruining my suspense building. Do you have something to deal with Monument? You don't. Okay. Good game. Game 2, Grixis Mayhem. Let's see if we can get us some further trouble. Currently 1-0. Quint's Insight, again, one of the best, maybe the best spell to play on turn 2. And actually Quint's Insight into Ruzik or Quint's Insight into Desecrex. All of those very good. On the play, this hand feels quite good. Or at the very least, this hand feels like it's doing what this deck wants to do. I don't think we could ever accuse this deck of being good. It's fun. And when it does the thing, it's very, very fun. Town Greeter. Okay, we're playing against the Reanimator deck that we played last week, and that is absolutely crushing the format. Okay. We will play Monument to Endurance. I guess pitching Ruzik there was probably incorrect, but next turn we get Desecrex and we get to reanimate it. So maybe that wasn't so bad. If that were the case, though, I probably should have played Emet-Selch because it gives me the most value. Tempest Heart, draws 2 and ditches 2. Yep. So our opponent's got the combo in hand. They've got a Cavero in the graveyard, so if they've got one in hand, they've basically won at this point. Okay, pitching Desecrex. We need to draw a Strategic Betrayal right now. Okay, and we didn't. Desecrex gets back Ruzik, and we're not going to play into a board wipe. Untap land means our opponent wins. Yep. Do they have it? I mean, they'd have slammed it, right? You have it. Or don't you? Awaken the Honored Dead. Targets. Ruzik is the wrong target, friend. I mean, I don't think you're actually going to be punished for it, but... Okay. So now I can play this other Ruzik? Maybe. There's another monument. So I really think we need to start burning our opponent. Get in with Desecrex. They're going to block. There's no reason for them not to. Opponent's at 15. Monument. I could have played Monument and Inti before combat. So there's 2 Ruziks in the graveyard. What does our opponent have? Vein Ripper, Bringer, 2 Town Greeters. Yeah, we just pass. I mean, it's not looking good for your heroes. If they've got a Cavero or a way to get it back, we're just dead. It is possible that we could sneak this game out if they don't have it this turn. You want me to discard a card? Okay, so we're discarding Emmet Selk. So you're saying you want me to discard a card? Take 3? Take 3? If they can destroy a monument, we're maybe in trouble. Okay. So we pitch a Desecrex. They just tuned into what we're doing. Okay, so let's look at what we're doing, because do we need to draw a card or do we need more mana next turn? I think we need to draw a card, because we need to be able to trigger... Monument's going to trigger on our turn. So the first one is. So we need to get... Okay, we're definitely pitching Desecrex. We're going to draw a card the first time. Okay. Then we're going to play Monument. Play Desecrex. Get Emmet Selk. Discard a land that isn't doing us any good. Do you 3 damage. Do I have another way to discard cards this turn? It doesn't look like I do. Do you 3 damage. Play a land. Say go. What else is in there? Steam Core Scholar's in there. Harvester is in there. Yep. I'm trying to decide whether or not our opponent can kill me, and I don't think that they can. Okay. Yep. They have to deal with both monuments to not die on our turn. Three Vein Rippers does hurt. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they gain life! Oh, no! Oh, Ruzik. Oh, this goes on top of the stack. Oh, this goes on top of the stack. This goes on top of the stack. Oh my god, we won by technicality! Yes! Game 3, Grixis Mayhem. We've gotten into plenty of trouble so far. We're going to be on the play again with Josh Goblin into Monument of Endurance, which is probably my favorite start to the game. We're definitely keeping this hand. Cannot believe that we won that last game. Absolute sheer luck. That is so wild that we had the Desecrex that brought back the other guy. I didn't even put together that that's how that was going to happen. And it just reminds me to pay attention to that moving forward. Trying to pay attention to that Reanimator deck is really tough because there's so many moving parts to it. Okay, we will play the Swamp second and we'll get Goblin down. Might draw a removal spell, it might not. It depends a lot on what our opponent is doing. I've seen a lot of different kinds of Orzhov decks. Okay, nowhere to run means Pixie, I guess. Okay, so let's get our Gloom Lake Verge down and get Monument to Endurance down. Let's see what our opponent wants to do with that. It's possible they have an answer to Monument. Orzhov can answer anything, so... Nurturing Pixie, grabs Nowhere to Run. What do you know? That's going to be a little tough to get through. Alright, we can River Pyre. We're going to play Kivni the Orb Weaver. We're going to discard Desecrex. I really feel like... I think I have to draw cards this early in the game. Okay, I do kind of love that. We'll play Desecrex. We'll get back Oben. What do they target? Desecrex it is. Second, Nowhere to Run. Target's Goblin, it's fine. Yep. Okay. Get in for 3. Third, Nowhere to Run. Okay. I'm a little on the fence about Bitter Triumph here, because it's very possible if I try to Bitter Triumph here that they're going to if I try to Bitter Triumph here, they're just going to bounce the Pixie. So I'm not sure that that's correct. Let's find out. I actually think I'm still going to give it a try. We're going to discard Desecrex to the Bitter Triumph, draw a card. And our opponent is going to remove Kivni. I'm 100% okay with that. Okay. Desecrex again. Goblin again. I must admit, I have not played against this specific matchup. Yep. Sun Pearl Kieran gets Nowhere to Run back. I think I can outvalue them. I really do. I think I end up drawing too many cards. What do they target? Okay. The end web creature. Okay. Quint's Insight is excellent here. We'll get in for 7. I'm gonna play this new Kivney. I'm gonna keep the new one. I'm gonna discard Ruzek. And I'm actually gonna make a treasure and play Ruzek. Again, unclear. Kivney can go. Untap each creature you control. What does it do on the other halves? Spells you cast have Convoke. Okay, so I'm gonna toss Quint's Insight here and make a treasure, and I'm gonna draw an additional card. Okay, then I'm gonna play Fleam. That's gonna give me Quint's Insight. I think I hold the land because I don't really need it. We'll get in with everybody. I mean, 9 damage is a lot. Nine damage is a lot. We're gonna hold our land. Oh, I love that! Wow, what a performance. Game 4, y'all. Grixis Mayhem. Very, very fortunate so far. Okay. I think we keep this hand on Quint's Insight alone. Because we do get exclusive Nightclub into River Pyre, into Quint's Insight. It's a decent start. And then Quint's Insight pitches Ruzek and we cast it. So if our opponent comes out the gate fast, we're in trouble. But we have a good setup for our value engine. Red-blue for our opponent does not bin whatever they got. Haven't seen red-blue as a startup other than what we're playing. Fear of missing out means we're playing against Vivi. Or, yep, there it is. I haven't seen a Vivi deck in a minute, so I'm going to say I'm very surprised by this. Quint's Insight for us. I mean, this is the Scourge of Standard. This deck is easily one of, if not the strongest deck in Standard. So we do have answers to it. Like, we've got Strategic Betrayal in the deck, but we need to draw it, and it needs to resolve. Tersa Light Shatter pitches some more cards. Draws several more. Our opponent gets in for 5. Looking good for them, not so much for us. We're going to discard Ruzek. We have several. I guess it's Starting Town, just because then we can keep lands that are untapped. We got a lot of lands, so they're gonna deal with Ruzek. I would not be at all surprised if they did. So we're not feeling great about where we're at. We need to draw into some removal, and we need to draw it right now. Marauding Mako is good for our opponent. Do they have a way to deal with Ruzek? You feel like they'd snap it if they did, like putting it back in our hand. This is an interesting question. I mean, we block, right? Yeah, we block. And if they want to, use a burn spell to remove Ruzek, we're okay with that, right? Getting rid of the Abrade on that and not on something else. Okay, so I don't necessarily want to pitch the exclusive Nightclub because I want to be able to maybe use it later. So I'm going to pitch the Multiversal Passage as the least important card in my hand right now. I really wish... Alright, we're going to play our land first and strategically betray our opponent. Okay. FOMO drops down to 0, and then I think they're just going to kill Goblin. I'm really tempted to just play the second Quint's Insight so we can look at a lot of cards. Fear of Missing Out's going to hit us for 2, but we're really trying to just get ahead at this point. And I can actually cast Fleam next turn. Okay, their Fear of Missing Out's getting bigger and scarier now, but we're going to look at a lot of cards next turn. Riddler draws them another card. Fear's going to get very big. Okay. Yep. We'll go to 9. See ya, Riddler. Monument's good, but I don't know if I'm going to have time this turn. Okay, so what are we pitching? So if we pitch the Inti, we might be able to but we actually need removal more than anything else. Actually, Inti's the choice here. There's no chance I'm casting that card. And we'll pitch a land we don't need. Does Desecrex get me more than one thing? It would. Oh, okay. Okay. So I think the answer here is I play Exclusive Nightclub, I play Desecrex, it's going to reanimate Ruzek, and we're going to say go. They got a lot of cards in their hand, so we're not feeling great about this. I will block with whatever I have, if, you know... Oh! That's a big fear of missing out. And? Oh man, that is rough. Soul Cauldron. Okay. We going to town? What else are we doing? Yep. I mean... you send it to... I'm not sure I understand this. Oh, okay. No. I get it now. How many cards have they drawn? Does it say? It's a lot. At least 3, 4. Every card? Pass your first one. -1. So somebody's getting very big. And they've got more mana. So... This is fascinating. I haven't played against this deck in a while, so it's really remarkable to see it unfolding in front of us. Our opponent's taken a great long time to decide what their line is here. I think they're trying to figure out if they can kill me, which I think the answer is probably yes. Okay. You put the 3 counters on Tursa. You attack with both creatures. You force a block. I go to 5. I go to 4. Sorry. Math. In public. And you get even more mana now. So now there's a Quantum Riddler, which draws you 2 cards because you've only got 1 left. A red mana does anything. Yeah, we'll pitch a Ruzek, draw a card. Pitch a Kivney, draw a card. Tell our opponent good game and just pass. You got us. With the strongest deck in Standard, with our incredibly janky, terrible deck. Good job. Are you playing with your food, friend? Okay, thank you. Good game. Game 5. 3-1 currently. 3 very lucky wins and 1 very, very unlucky loss. I mean... I can't even say that loss was unlucky. I will say instead that it is the strongest deck in Standard, and we were probably never going to beat it. Okay. I think this is worth trying. We can get Josh Goblin on too, and if it dies, we can Desecrex it back later on. So I don't mind this. We get to start with Nightclub into Swamp, which also gives us perfect mana. We've got 2 Bitter Triumphs. There's a lot of reasons why this feels keepable. Our opponent goes to 6. This is the kind of game we need in order to be successful. We want to watch our opponent stumble a little bit. When we play the Jank Brews, we are absolutely taking the stumbling. All right. Exclusive Nightclub or Oscor Industries. Flood Farm Verge for our opponent could mean artifacts. It could mean control. Control is not necessarily super well suited against us unless they're running Ultima. If they're running Ultima, we might run into trouble. Yeah. I mean, we're going to hope our opponent doesn't have removal. They sure are taking a long time to decide what they want to do with their second land. Jeskai. That still doesn't tell us a lot. We need to see them play a spell, and it's probably Torch the Tower. Go on. Go ahead. I give you permission? Okay. So we just go, right? Like that's what we do here. We just get in and see if they want to remove Goblin before he does his thing. Okay, yeah. You got us. I think we play a tap land and say go. Well, because I either want to cast Desecrex or I want to cast Kidney into Desecrex. Either of those would be fine with me. We've got Bitter Triumph up, so if our opponent's trying to do some creature shenanigans, we can answer it. Stock up. Okay, this is Jeskai control. This is going to be a lot harder now. Because again, Jeskai really has like all the answers. I probably should have Kidneyed into Desecrex there, but again, with control, they're playing board wipes, which is going to make it harder and harder for us to do what we need to do. And these Bitter Triumphs are kind of dead cards, probably. Elegant Parlor for our opponent. They get a Surveil. Feeling real bad about where we're at right now. Rediscover the way. Okay. I'm not really sure what I want to do here. I'm tempted to flip Goblin and get in for 7. I'm not sure if that's worth considering at all. Okay, Quint's Insight is worth it. We are going to pitch a Bitter Triumph. Okay, we're going to play Quint's Insight, and I think we're going to hold up Bitter Triumph. 3 more cards for our opponent. I mean, looking at 3 cards is what I meant. You undermeant what I stood, right, y'all? Gang? You got it. I love that the music in this level is so very chill. We're gonna pitch Kidney. Draw an additional card. Get in for 4. Our opponent's gonna tell Desecrex to get lost. We'll play a land for turn. I don't really know what to do here. Like, I think we play Kidney. Do a damage to our opponent. Like, I'm really playing cautiously here. What are you doing? We will pitch a land. Map token number 1. We'll leave Quint's Insight on top. Map token number 2. Now you have to Lightning Helix it. Yeah, go ahead. Another Get Lost. Kutzil's Flanker. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Gain 2 life and scry 2? Yeah. Okay. Oof, this is such a slog. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gains double strike. You got it. What do you got? Pinnacle Star Cage. Got a counter? I mean, the Pinnacle Star Cage takes the Kidney, but that's fine. I'd rather take 3 than 6. Goodbye, Kidney. Okay. I think we, unfortunately, have to discard Goblin now. Yes, and we will... Will Quint's Insight? You got a counter? How do you feel about me having 2 Quint's Insights? Quinsights, as I like to call them. You go right ahead. Are we going to see the dragon? Here we go. What are you getting? Bitter Triumph the dragon? Now you got a counter. You got it. Oh yeah, I don't feel good about where we're at. I'm just, Alright, here we go. Pitching Desecrex. Pitching Ruzik. Alright, Desecrex. I would love to play Ruzik here, but it is unfortunately incorrect. Because I have to take care of the dragon here. So do I get Ruzik back? I don't have any cards to discard. Especially if I pitch the last card in my hand. Yeah, let's get Ruzik back. Get rid of Shiko. Discarding my last card. Okay. Rediscover the Way. Draws them another card. A proper board wipe ruins our day here. Yep. Okay. Oops, I guess. Like, it's probably fine. You ultimated before I got into any of my stuff. We're done. We're done. I mean, I really want to scoop here, if I'm being perfectly honest. There's no way. Now you get our graveyard? Yeah. You know, I'm gonna play it out. I want to see what happens. Alright. Pitch the land. Pitch Inti. Inti's really good here. See, they've still got answers. That's the problem. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Oh, land. So bad. Double block, you got it. And another flanker, which does what exactly? Okay. Yep. Both on top, loving that. Okay. We'll play the land and do you 2 damage. So if NT survives, big if NT survives, we get to look at a lot of cards next turn. I think there's a very high likelihood that NT does not survive. It would be very foolish for them to let NT survive. There's no way we're blocking. Okay. Yep. 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 Okay. Emmett Selk. Draw and ditch. I think we're dead because they probably have a I can't remember the name of the spell, Lightning Helix in hand, and I don't have a way to deal with Shiko. So unfortunately, Monument to Endurance doesn't do anything for us right now. It just actually doesn't do anything. So we attack with NT. Should have gotten rid of NT a long time ago. Yeah, we pitched the Monument because it's not doing us any good. Okay. We did not draw a removal spell. We needed yet another Bitter Triumph, and we already burned through 3 of them, so... Yep. Okay. Looking for our last Bitter Triumph. That's not it. Kivney. Oh, Kivney doesn't even let me look at another card. We're just doing as much damage as we can. We've lost. They played very well. Our opponent did a really good job. Okay. Yeah. Go on. Good game. Game 6, gang. Grixis Mayhem. Let's see if we can get into a little trouble here. I do love Quint's Insight and Monument to Endurance in the opening hand. We've also got Torch the Tower and Strategic Betrayal. I'm not sure that we can have a better start, so mono just swamp for our opponent. Let's see what their second land is. See if it's another swamp. Dark Confidant gets a torch, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Spire Bluff Canal number 2 for us, and we will play Quint's Insight. On 3, our opponent... I think the worst thing for us is probably the Demon Enchantment. Sunset Saboteur is also kind of a pain in the butt. Here's some good news. We get to pitch Kivney and draw an additional card. We'll play Starting Town. Strategic Betrayal. Because it's the easiest way to deal with that sunset thing, and then we'll play Kivney. We are not going to discard a card. Momentum Breaker kills our Kivney. Our opponent's having mana trouble. Alright, we got this. So we're going to pitch Kivney again. That's excellent. We'll play our land for turn. We'll play Monument to Endurance. We're going to play Kivney. Deal you a damage. Put this Ruzik in the graveyard. Draw an additional card. Alright. Now we're off to the races. Quint's Insight and Monument on board. Third land for our opponent gets them. Slasher. Removal spell means nothing to me. I'm just so excited because our deck is cooking the way that it's supposed to. Duress. Timeline Color. Deals themselves 2 so they can deal us 2. Okay. Away goes the color. Now we get to play Desecrex. We're going to keep... Maybe we start putting pressure on. Do I need more cards? Let's do more cards. Okay. Now I don't have to miss a land drop. Desecrex. Gets back Ruzik. We will also play Goblin. And we'll get exclusive Nightclub down. Okay. That's it. That's the deck. Those 5 cards in play right now. Timeline Color for our opponent. Deep Cavern Bat takes our Torch the Tower. But it is already too late. It takes the other Quint's Insight. Very interesting. Yeah, so we'll pitch this Goblin. First discard's going to be draw a card. Quint's Insight makes us pitch a card. This is really brutal for our opponent. They'll lose 3. We're gonna Torch the Bat. We felt very dominating this game. Betray the opponent. Everybody gets in. Goblin draws and pitches this Nightclub. We'll make our treasure. Play the Nightclub, do a damage. Play Quint's Insight. Say go. Good sport on the part of our opponent for sticking around this long. At 1 life, can't say I would have done the same. Carsey Revenant. We pitch an Insight. Our opponent loses 3. That's game. We got there. Good game. This is it, folks. Game 7, 4-2 with Grixis Mayhem. We've gotten into plenty of trouble today. Can't say enough what a good time we're having. Plenty of removal for the first couple of turns. We don't really have any of the kind of combo pieces, if you were. So I still think it's a capable hand just based on the removal that we have available, like targeted removal, graveyard removal, Spire Bluff Canal. See what our opponent is up to. Our final opponent of the day has no friend, no pet, and beat up sleeves. Green for our opponent feels very good for them. I think we probably play the mountain and then go. I didn't even actually realize that I couldn't play anything that turn if I played the mountain. 2 mana gets Tifa. We do love to see that. Torch the Tower takes care of Tifa. Okay. Mono green means if we play very thoughtfully, I think that we can get the job done. Okay. So tricky. I don't end up with 4 lands in either of these scenarios, but I can play exclusive Nightclub from the grave later. This is a tough choice. I don't know what the right answer here is. I'm going to play the Nightclub. We don't have 4 mana unless we draw an untap land. and we don't have anything to reanimate with Desecrex anyway. So what we're really hoping that they do at this point is that they play only one creature this turn. And they leave up mana. This is really perfect. They left up mana to protect it, but it does not protect it from strategic betrayal. No way! All right, friends, opponents, how did we do today? It's an absolute miracle that I had a 5-2 record on camera today. It really, really is. I played this deck a lot practicing leading up to recording today. I did not have a lot of success with it. I was really worried that we were going to end up with a really bad record, and I was going to show that to y'all because I think it's important sometimes to showcase how a deck isn't necessarily that great in the meta, and I want this deck to be good, but if I'm perfectly honest with myself, I don't think that it is. Now, there are some standouts here, and this probably just isn't the best version of the deck. I'm trying to show you the Mayhem cards, but really there's only a couple of them that are really profoundly good, and the first one is Quint's Insight. Like, Quint's Insight with Monument to Endurance is a fantastic combination, allowing you to make sure that you trigger this every single turn, and then if you can do anything creative with the cards that you're discarding, Quint's Insight just feels like an absolute winner. I really believe that there's going to be a future for this card that doesn't necessarily involve the Mayhem mechanic at all, but maybe focuses instead on impulse draws and casting things from exile or from other places. I also very much like Goblin, Gene Splice Savant, and Fleam. I really like the front half of this card. If your opponent isn't able to deal with it, it can run away with a game all by itself. Otherwise, our removal suite is the tried and true removal suite of Standard, so there's nothing really to talk about here that's particularly amazing. I will say that I am actually pretty impressed with Ruzik, because 3 mana 5/4 it can 100% close out games. Again, if your opponent isn't able to deal with it, this is going to run away with the game. It does a lot of damage very quickly. As you noticed in the games, we often won by getting enough monuments out that we started prioritizing damage. I gotta say that how we usually win is you draw cards with your first monument until you get to the second one. As soon as you have a second one, you start throwing the 3 life with both of them for every card that you discard, and you're going to close out the game very quickly. So if you are going to play this deck, try to remember that strategy. And there's definitely other choices that you can make with this deck. I didn't include other cards that you could include, but there are quite a few. There's probably even other color combinations you could try with. So when I say beware Grixis Mayhem, what I really mean is I probably wouldn't craft this deck if I were you. It's okay, but it's not necessarily going to help you climb the ladder. So that is all we have for this week. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. You're an excellent and admirable human being, and I deeply appreciate your time and your energy. Thank you, as always, for watching, and remember, take care of your head. Hey gang, thanks so much for tuning in. Click that subscribe button to support the channel and check out the last Standard video where we reanimate our whole graveyard all at once.